Many ships are famous because they're involved in some infamous disaster, others because of their beauty and luxury. Well, today's subject is none of these, as today we're looking at a ship that, in recent memory, has become a bit of a meme in the maritime history community. So, ladies and gentlemen, sit back, relax and grab a snack, as today we take a look at the Hellenic Prince, Poseidon's kitchen knife.
Do you recognize one of the grandest ships that ever carried the British flag?
It's great to be here for the opening of the Dudley Hippodrome.
A theatrical landmark could disappear if plans to demolish it go ahead.
Had a wonderful war record, sinking 2 enemy submarines and carrying thousands of troops in safety. They called her the Old Reliable.
Throughout the 1920s, seaplanes started to appear within the Australian military. This would lead Lord Stonehaven to order the construction of a brand new seaplane tender. This ship was going to be called the Albatross. The Albatross was going to be built by the Cockatoo Docks and Engineering Company. She was laid down on the 16th of April 1926, and she was armed with 4 4.7-inch guns, 3 3-pounder saluting guns, and my personal favourite one, 2 2-pounder pom-poms. No, I'm not making that up, that's actually the name of the guns. Yeah. Anyways, the Albatross was launched on the 23rd of February 1928, being completed shortly after on the 21st of December that same year. The Albatross's career would start a week after her completion, when she was sent off to patrol Tasmania and Victoria. Then, on the 11th of April 1929, the Albatross would be sent off to find Charles Kingsford Smith. However, he was found before the Albatross could actually join the search. Then, in November of 1931, someone was a naughty boy and sabotaged the engines of the Albatross. I sure hope this doesn't happen again. As in December of that same year, the Albatross would be refitted, and then later, in early 1932, she would be converted into a gunnery training ship. Then, in March of that same year, she would take part in the grand opening of the Sydney Harbour Bridge. A few months later, in September of the same year, someone would once again have the bright idea to sabotage the Albatross. Come on guys, surely there's a more important ship to pick on. I mean, just look at this poor innocent Albatross. Aww. Anyways, in 1933 it would be decided that the Albatross would be better off in reserve fleet, and so she was placed in the reserve fleet of the Royal Australian Navy until 1938, when the Australian Navy had their card declined when trying to pay for the Hobart, which led to a scene like this playing out. Oh dearie me, my fine fellow, it would seem your card has declined.
Nah, mate.
Don't worry, my good sir, I'm sure you can pay some other way.
Okay, mate, I'm good, thanks. I thought this was a PG series.
Ew! No, that is the most horrid idea. I meant you could give me that cool-looking kitchen knife over there.
You mean Albatross? Yeah, sure.
And so it was that the Albatross would join the Royal Navy, where she would initially be used as a trial ship. However, due to a lovely combination of World War II and the Kriegsmarine, the British would suddenly wind up requiring the Albatross's services, leading her to be stationed at Freetown, where she would be used as an escort. Then, in 1942, the Albatross would find herself in the Indian Ocean to help escort what I believe were merchant ships through the U-boat infested waters. Her time in this role would be briefly interrupted as she would be sent off to go and help in the Madagascar campaign, after which she would resume her normal duties, which she would do until October of 1943, when she was sent off for conversion into an auxiliary ship for the D-Day landings. Originally, she was going to serve as a decoy, but on the 8th of June 1944, she was relocated to Sword Beach, where she would be stationed until July, when she was sent back off to Portsmouth to replenish her supplies. After this, she would once again be relocated, this time to Juno Beach. About a month later, in August, the Albatross would be sailing the coast of France, when she decided to do an impression of the Lusitania, and was torpedoed, causing major damage and killing 66 of her personnel. After this, she would be towed back to Portsmouth for repairs, which wouldn't be completed until early 1945. by which point the Second World War was practically over. The Albatross would briefly serve as a minesweeper until being put in the reserve fleet, and then, later in 1946, up for sale, where she would then be bought to be converted into a luxury ocean liner. However, these plans didn't go ahead, as it was decided that it would cost too much, leading her to once again be put up for sale, which would then lead to her being purchased in 1948 by a group with a name I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce. Now see, this is where the Albatross enters maritime legend, as she was renamed the Hellenic Prince, and was to become an immigrant ship. For this, she had a lovely transformation into one of the most beautiful ocean liners known to man. Who am I kidding? We all know practically nothing changed except for her being given more lifeboats and a new decal being slapped onto her funnel. Gotta love money-hungry businessmen. Anyways, after her conversion, she would be chartered by the International Refugee Organisation to relocate displaced people from Europe to the land down under. See, this wouldn't last long, as the Hellenic Prince was put under the command of someone who can only be described as, well, a colourful character. And actually, scratch that, he was a bit of a racist, so he can't exactly be a colourful character, can he? Anyways, due to this fine fellow and the god-awful conditions of the ship, the Hellenic Prince's time as an ocean liner would be cut short. And after a brief stint as a troop ship during the Mau Mau Uprising in 1953, so would her career, as she was sold for scrap and dismantled at Hong Kong in 1954, bringing an end to what can only be described as Poseidon's kitchen knife.